guys, welcome to another morning edition of Daily Covfefe, where you get all of your daily and your Let's start over.
I should
Carter's making me do the intro today. You can keep it. Hello, good morning, welcome to Daily Covfefe. And you can subscribe to us on unsafespace.com.
You're supposed to say YouTube.
YouTube. Listen, folks, it's way early in the morning. Good morning. I'm going to learn how to do the intros so that Carter doesn't always have to do them. But if you're not already, subscribe to us at Unsafe Space on YouTube.
This is not beyond you, Keri.
No, I'll get it. I just have to do it a few times. And I literally just, like I've been doing for these rolled out of bed. So I'm waking up with you with some covfefe in my cup.
Good. Nothing like some covfefe in your cup. Although that sounds dirty somehow, but I'll just leave it. Yeah. Oh, also people can email us, speak@unsafespace.com if they want us to talk.
You can email us. You can email us. You heard the man at speak@unsafespace.com.
Yes. I actually would like more, I would like some emails about what people want us to talk about, because I think people like to argue in comments about stuff. There's a lot of that going on right now, but tell us what you want us to talk about. And Keri, we have to find someone who is willing to have a conversation with me about God and morality, because you seem to not care about this issue, but you're the Christian representative on the show, so I can't have a discussion with you about it because you just don't care.
I don't. So, I mean, I guess because I'm just
someone who cares a lot about this issue, who wants to have a discussion.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come on and debate Carter.
Yeah, I don't want to have an adversarial debate, because that's not. I just want to have a discussion about it, but it can be a debate, but it has to be civil.
Yeah, a civil debate.
Yeah, like a civility dinner type thing.
Yeah, like a civility dinner. I have some things I'd like to talk about today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you please just do some news stuff? I'm gonna sit back and listen in awe.
So sometimes I go down. I'm sure everyone does, different kinds of rabbit holes where you're just reading about a certain kind of news, and then you're reading more, and then you end up spending too much time on that one particular issue. But anyway, I was looking into this journalist who got arrested, and she got arrested because, what's her name? Jenni Monet. She got arrested because she drove to a liquor store drunk, and then they would not sell her more wine. She was trying to buy more bottles of wine because she was drunk, and she caused a scene at the liquor store, and there's video footage of that. And then they called the cops, and the cops ended up arresting her because she would not refuse to take a sobriety test. But she said that she was racially profiled, which doesn't really make any sense anyway, because they didn't come to the liquor store because of your race. They came because of the disturbance you were causing inside. And also they released the body footage cam from the cop, and she's doing that thing that people do when they're, when they're drunk and they're arrogant and they're not, she keeps yelling how I'm an award-winning journalist. Just look me up. I'm an award-winning journalist. And she calls him a white supremacist, the cop, of course. And
she works for Al Jazeera. I looked this up, so
yeah. She works. Yeah. So anyway, obviously this woman is a liar, but the funny thing is, even though the body footage camera came out, the body camera footage came out, she's still insisting that she was racially profiled. Like a local news station talked to her yesterday or the day before or something, and I don't know, recently, and she said to them, I'm unfortunately, just like a lot of people my race and my color, I'm targeted by the police for blah, blah, blah. It's like, gosh, people need to quit abusing that. You're actually making a mockery of people who are targeted for their race. It is immature, and it is arrogant, and it's just so full of crap. I'm like, I can't, and there's video footage refuting what you're saying, lady, and you're still pretending that this was some kind of
we have entered this era where I think there's like mass psychosis. There's like mass psychological problems that are really manifesting themselves, right? Trump derangement syndrome is one that's kind of obvious, where it's just like there's this total craziness going on. But another one seems to be this like paranoid, it's like this paranoid victim thing where it's like, there's white supremacists are everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all out to get me.
Well, the media's
Like, she
done
might really
this.
believe that. Maybe she's not like, yes, she's a liar because she's saying it. But I mean, she might actually believe that that's true because she's so deranged.
I think that you've hit upon something that yes, I was thinking about this. The media is responsible, and the politicians are responsible for planting this idea within people's heads and pushing it. It's propaganda, but there are people who definitely believe it now and are hysterical and are easily pushed there. And then when they, let's say she had said she was racially profiled absent any camera footage, there's a ton of people primed and prepped to believe her if there hadn't been something that contradicted her, and so then that led me to another case of a woman.
Before you move on, I just want to,
Okay.
I don't want to let you get away with blaming just the media and politicians who are guilty.
Right.
But it's the philosophy departments, it's the humanities departments, these are academics that caused this problem. They
Sure.
are sitting in their ivory tower office somewhere, indoctrinating a new set of 19-year-old kids, and we're not going to notice until they grow up to be journalists and pointing at media and politicians and saying, you guys planted the seed. They watered the seed. They didn't plant the seed.
I agree. I just think a lot of people are now getting it not from like I have a friend who, she's my age. She didn't get this from college. She got this from the news, and she got, there was this story here in Texas about the cop who killed her neighbor, her upstairs or downstairs neighbor. I can't remember.
I remember that one. It was her
Yeah.
upstairs neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah, and immediately, because he was Black, the media ran with Beto. That's another reason I don't like Beto here in Texas, was talking about that with authority as if that was because of racism. That doesn't even make any sense. What happened itself doesn't make sense, but what your mind first goes to is, wow, that lady must have been really drunk if she went in the wrong apartment, the one right below hers, whatever, thinking it was hers, and killed someone she thought was an intruder. Like, she must have been messed up or something weird, right? But your mind doesn't go to, oh, it must have been because he was Black. That's ridiculous.
Right.
So, but they were pushing that, and this friend of mine who she didn't get brainwashed in college like I did. She's gotten it from the media. This whole narrative in the past 5 years about hands up, don't shoot, and the cops are out to get you. And, she posted this whole status update about how related to that case. And it was like, this is just a reminder that they want us dead, and they want, they. It's like, I guess talking about just white people in general, cops, I don't know. But like, it showed me this level of paranoia in her head that I truly believe evolved in the past few years, or really hardened in the past few years, right? And the willingness to go along with that narrative became solidified in the past few years when the whole the cop thing became an issue.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that. I just want to like give the meme its credit. The meme starts with like,
oh yeah, that's where they,
like, you ignore philosophy for long enough, it has these consequences. And like, had she been taught how to critically think in college and be rational, she would have been immune to this in the media. And had the media, the people in the media, been taught to critically think and be rational in college, they wouldn't have pushed this forward. So it all starts with like how we're teaching our children, I just don't want to lose sight of that, because it's the only, otherwise we're just treating symptoms. If all we're doing is railing against the media, we're just treating symptoms.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to rail against the media some more. So
no, go ahead.
No,
I do hate the media. So I can't let it go.
I know where it's born, but I also know who else is pushing it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Not being, it's the ideology is born at the colleges, but the ideology is now being preached by subscribers in the media. So what was the other story? Oh, so then that led me to a story from last year about a woman, and there's video camera, there's footage of this one too. This woman who got pulled over for speeding, a Black woman, white cop. And in the video, the body camera footage, he basically totally standard speeding thing. I just got pulled over for speeding a month ago, and I got a ticket, and it pretty much went down the same way, except when he got to the part where you got to sign the summons. Here's the ticket, right?
Yeah.
I signed it because that's clear. That's what you got to do, and then I got to keep going because I got to get somewhere, and that sucks. And I'm gonna have to try and contest that or not or pay it. And so, you go on your way. When he got to that part with her, she refuses to sign it. And it's like, I'm not going to sign that. And I'm not going to, it just starts being combative. And then he says, okay, ma'am. So yeah, he does get forceful at that point with his language. It's like, you're going to sign this. If you're not, I'm going to pull you out of the car and I'm going to have you arrested and we're going to have your car towed.
Is that so? I don't want to, sorry. I am sensitive to the police state. Do you legally sign the ticket? Is that how that works? If you don't sign the ticket, you go to jail? That seems like a little bit draconian.
I don't know, but you're going to derail me.
I'm sorry. All right.
You come back. No, I don't know.
Stop.
But my point is, he didn't say, at no point was he like, he didn't even talk about pulling her out of the car before. The point was she would not sign this. Okay, well then here's what's going to happen. It wasn't, oh, you're a black woman. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull you out of this car.
Right.
Because you're black. And it had nothing to do with that. And so she ends up signing it. And he's like, I knew you were going to sign it. Thank you. And he walks away. Right. So then she gets on Facebook Live and streams a video. And the beauty of this now is you can watch the two videos side by side. You can see what happened, which even though he said, I'll pull you out if you don't sign it, I'm going to take it. Even though he said that, it wasn't like nothing crazy happened at all. She goes on
never
Facebook.
Did anything to her. He just got the signed ticket and left.
He got the signed ticket and left. And then so she goes on Facebook Live and starts crying and I've had a traumatic experience. And she starts talking about how, all of my African-American friends know that, we have to deal with this every day and getting pulled over, how terrified she was getting pulled over. And I'm like, you were not scared, because if you were scared, it stands to reason a scared person complies because you're already scared, right? Like you're not going to be combative like you were in the video. And she reveals in the video that she wasn't scared because she talks about how she hates authority. She hates people telling her what to do. And you know why I know you're full of crap, Liddy? Because I'm just like you. I hate authority. Like I know exactly what was going through your emotions and your bloodstream at that moment. And you just really didn't want this person messing and telling you what to do, And so I totally get that. But to then go on Facebook Live and play a victim over a speeding ticket and do this video about how all of your white liberal friends need to really listen and pay attention because this is what it's like to be a black person in America every day. And that this is, talk about how this is injustice. She calls the cop racist, of course. It has to be about race. All of that is crap. It's a load of crap. And then people who watched that video before the lapel, before the cop's camera came out,
yeah,
they went and they were calling the police station and complaining. It became a thing for a little bit. They were the cop could have gotten in trouble for doing his job. And like, that is such, again, I guess there's a lot of these now where you can find the people who are lying, but they're taking advantage of this hysteria that's been created, this false narrative. Maybe they believe it on some level, but then other people believe it in the absence of any contradictory evidence that, it takes a while, I guess, for them to put these body camera, the footage out. And so I don't know, I have a special kind of revulsion for that just lying and pretending that something happened, that it trivializes actual incidents of racism. And
how much do you think is like, how much do you think I'm just thinking about this. How much of it is just like people being attention whores and like just wanting, like, for some reason in her life, she's not getting enough attention. And so this is a way to get attention and people will pay attention to her. So
I think, yeah, probably part of it. You get to be a victim and get that kind of support. And I didn't mean, I'm happy to talk about your point about police and draconian. I just wanted to finish the point that it wasn't because of that. I mean, no, it was because of that. It was because she would not sign the summons. It wasn't because of her race or her sex or anything else. And
right. If there's if there's jackbooted thugs, they were treating everyone equally with equal thuggery.
Correct. Right.
It's just, yeah. So I know the body cam idea I really like for cops because I like that there's, some sort of evidence for their interactions. And I think when it was originally proposed, the idea was that there would be fewer police shootings, but I seem to remember actually there being an increase in police shootings in some areas after adopting the body cam. And I just found this article.
You mean shootings of police?
No, police shootings, like
shooting people. Okay.
yeah. Although I wasn't able to find that just now, but I did find this other study that the New York Times talked about. So take it with a grain of salt. But they say in this study that there basically doesn't affect police behavior at all. So, which I don't know that the purpose of body cams is to affect police behavior. I like them just because I would like to see facts about what happened in the interaction so we can see what went on, and that provides another vector of intel. So I think it's important, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, when they first came out, they here's what's interesting. When they first came out, I was fully an SJW at that time, and I used to work with the ACLU on some stuff, which the ACLU, as we've talked about before, used to be all about civil liberties, and now has become taken over by SJWs. It's about that instead. But at the time, I was working with them on a campaign with a comedian that I represented, about the body camera thing, where they were pushing to have all cops, like mandatory for all cops to have body cameras. But the idea was that the footage is going to be used to help people against the cops. And I think what's happened is you've seen the footage has been great for cops. It used to be
that's why there was this increase in because it was like, oh, now everyone will know I'm justified in this shooting.
Yes, but see, when they were first pushing it, people were thinking, yeah, we're going to make these horrible cops wear these cameras, and then we'll have the evidence we need to support the people that they're going after. And it's actually turned out to be really beneficial for police officers to have this footage in a lot of cases. Obviously,
I would want it.
It's beneficial for the truth to have the camera, but it has helped police officers.
Yeah. I mean, any police officer who is trying to be good, and look, I'm saying this as an anarcho-capitalist who has a lot of problem with police officers in the first place, but like anyone who's trying to be good and do their job well and be honest and above board and not be, jackbooted thugs, they want a body cam because it protects them from crazy people like this lady who are going to accuse them of stuff that they didn't do. The right cops want body cams.
Yeah. Sorry, Tiger started barking during.
That's okay. This is, you're wanting me to, I'm in the mood for comedy today. I'm glad we're talking to Josh today.
Oh yeah, that'll be exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that a little bit later today, but sorry, I'm just in it's early. It's an early day.
It's early
day, and now we've talked about police shootings, and I don't know.
I'll tell you something light. So the reason he's barking is that there's this crazy cat lady who lives in my neighborhood, and she comes way early in the morning, and she just pulled up outside, and so he's like, "It's the lady."
Is she the one that was outside your window the other day being all creepy?
Yes.
Nice.
She creeps around the houses because she leaves food out for all the stray cats. She'll go to each house, and then she also, to her credit, will capture stray cats and take them in and get them fixed. But yeah, she likes to come to people's homes at 7 a.m. and knock on the door when you're sleeping.
Yeah, because that's normal.
It's normal.
Well, some of us aren't sleeping at 7 a.m., Keri, but still.
Hey.
By the way, I do want to mention one thing. I'm not paying. I'm kind of paying attention, but not talking about this whole Mueller Bill Barr thing. But I have to bring this up because Hillary Clinton last night. So do you remember when Trump, during his campaign, made some comment about Hillary's emails and well, maybe the Russians can get them or whatever? There was some
oh yeah, like a joke or something.
Yeah, well, maybe the Russians can get them. And the Democrats lost their shit over this. They were like, he's inciting, blah, 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 blah. He is inviting them to, mess with our elections and blah, blah, blah. They lost their shit over it. yesterday on Maddow, Hillary Clinton imagined a scenario where like, well, gee, what if like one of the Democratic candidates realizes the Russians are maybe helping Trump, so we should get China to help us and they could get his tax returns and blah, blah, blah. Like she just like imagine it just says the same freaking thing, except for she was more serious about it.
She was serious. Oh,
and of course,
wow.
Maddow didn't say, sit down, you hypocrite, hippopotamus lady. She was just like, oh yeah, that's just,
Maybe they could get China to help. I just looked this up.
Democrats are now going to be sponsored by China, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
If Hillary Clinton truly believed it was wrong to joke about asking a foreign country to hack and leak things, then she wouldn't have just asked China to do it to Trump. They know they've been grandstanding this whole time. Russia was an excuse for.
Where do you see that?
This guy I follow, Robbie Starbuck. Who's he?
I don't know
who he is, but anyway, I just looked up Clinton and China. Came up. I haven't been following it either. Again, like yesterday, they're just wasting time, man. This whole politics is so much of a circus. It's so much of a circus. The only politician I can think of, the one I like to go to, my go-to guy when I think of someone who, at least I think, if everything worked the way it should, and if it wasn't so much about grandstanding and playing a game, the one who I think is really authentic is Ben Sasse, who is a Republican, actually.
I don't know Ben Sasse.
I don't know that much about him. I just started learning about him because he gave a really impassioned speech during the Kavanaugh hearings about how our system is broken and that the legislature doesn't do its job, and that's why you have the judicial branch trying to legislate, and why it's become such a political thing about who gets on the court, because people started looking to the judicial to create law, not just interpret law. And so he gave this really great speech about that, which I liked, but I don't know. I think so many.
I miss Ron Paul, honestly. Like he would never have been any more than what he was. Like there's no way in modern politics had ever been elected president or anything. But I miss the Ron Pauls of the world who just like doesn't grandstand, just does his thing, wants to audit the Fed, like got like it cares about the right things generally. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not many of those. Instead, we get stuck with Eric Swalwell.
Ugh. Well, I have a soft spot in my heart now for this, the Golden Graham, Lindsey Graham. He's from my home state, and I don't know, he seems a little authentic, but he definitely grandstands and plays the game. Totally. Yeah. But he's no Ben Sasse, but he makes me laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I think we've done enough damage for today. We'll see everyone at 11 a.m. for Deprogrammed. But unless you have anything else to add, Keri, I think we can be done. We've exposed China collusion. So, since I know the media is completely fair, for the next 2 years, we will hear Clinton, China, possible collusion. Clinton, China, possible collusion. I'm sure that's what will happen. That'll be the thing. Anything do you want to do the outro too? You want to say?
I'll try the outro.
Okay, go.
You just help me if I get. Thanks, guys, for joining us for another episode of Daily Covfefe on Unsafe Space. You can follow us at Unsafe Space on YouTube, and please subscribe.
That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
We'll go.
I just need to write down the bullet points. I'll get it. It's the first time.
All right. Bye, everyone.